An ADU is an investment strategy, and you must have a strategy and a plan to help understand how this investment can provide returns.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
Brooks, can you tell me more about how an ADU is an investment tool and what insights can you share with us about
Yeah.
this?
Well, the primary reason people are looking at an ADU is not because they want to have a big building in their backyard or someone live in their basement.
Yeah.
They're looking at it that it's going to pay something back.
Right.
It's going to create some type of value in their finances, with their family, and in their future. When you put an ADU on your property, it's going to be there for as long as you live on your property, which is 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's an investment that you expect to see something return. So you want to look at all aspects of what is being returned on this investment as you're evaluating, should I make this investment? Does it make a good sense?
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about what some of those pieces are. So first and foremost, people look at it, well, obviously, I'm going to be able to rent it out, so I'm going to have a monthly income. That's absolutely true. You're going to generate a monthly income, and that is probably the biggest area that you look at as far as a return.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of really neat things about that, is you're going to be generating income for the next 25 years. Is that income going to always stay at the same amount of rent? Do you think rent that you pay today will be the same that the rent would be paid 30 years from now?
Gosh, let alone 5 years from now.
Yes.
It's going to be more.
So that income is going to grow basically with the rate of inflation
Yeah.
as it's going on. And yet your expense is going to stay flat,
Fixed. I like
which
that.
means that over time, you're going to be generating more income at the same expense level. So you understand it here, but let's understand how this works out over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That is how you want to understand what's going on with that.
Right.
Okay. You also want to understand that when I create this ADU, I'm plopping it onto my property, and it is going to increase the value of my property in a couple of ways. Okay. First, it's just more square footage that's on your property, which increases the value of your property.
Yeah.
But secondly, you now have an income generating property, which also increases the resellability and value of your property in the marketplace.
Yes.
Would you rather buy a home that I'm just paying every month to live in, or buy a home that is basically paying me to live in it?
Number 2, all the way.
Okay.
All the way.
So you need to understand that value
Yeah.
as your financial strategy and what's going on with that. And that you're going to, and so you're going to be building this equity. You may take the value of your house, which might be $500,000. You've taken an ADU, which is $200,000. So now you've got something that's in the area of $700,000. And think about that now, 30 years down, that the equity growth of $500,000 at maybe 3% per month versus the equity growth of $700,000, you're going to have much more value in that equity down the road. Now, you may choose how you're going to use that equity. Some people may just use it as a reverse mortgage for their retirement, or some people may leave it as an inheritance to their kids. But it's growing in its value. So you've got the income, the equity, and then you've got a third thing, which is also a big, huge benefit, which is taxes. Okay. One of the biggest expenses that you are going to work through over your lifetime is paying taxes. And I don't know of many places where taxes go down.
No.
They just increase over time.
Yeah.
And one of the challenges that most people who work a job is they don't have a lot of tax deductions. Okay. But the minute you create an ADU that generates an income, that becomes, in the eyes of the IRS, a business.
Yes, it
Now,
does.
a business is taxed in a different set of rules than an individual is taxed.
Yeah.
So what happens is you're going to declare your income on that business separate, and then they're going to say, okay, how much profit or loss did you have? And you're going to carry that over into your tax as an income statement to do that. Well, you're going to work that to understand, how do I get the maximum amount of tax benefits?
Right.
Because all of that $1,500 a month is income. And if you just place it all over here, you're going to pay on it.
Yeah.
But it's not. You've got the payment for the building it.
Right.
You've got payments for your utilities. You've got payments for property taxes. You got everything. Those are all expenses that will reduce that amount of income.
I love this.
So that instead of getting the full $1,500 that you're going to pay and then pay taxes on top of it, you may only actually get $200, or in reality, you might lose $500 because you've invested a lot.
Yeah.
That all comes on how you work with your tax planner
Very cool.
in implementing this, because that becomes a part of your strategy.
Okay.
So when you're looking at an ADU, what really becomes important is your investment strategy.
Yes.
That is not just up front, but over long term. And what's it going to return to you over the long term? That's what's really important about your ADU implementation plan.
That makes perfect sense, that you have to look at the whole picture.
Yes.
How does someone get in contact with you to learn more about this?
Great. Easy. All I need to do is send me an email, and it's easy to remember. Just send it to hello@aduutah.com. So hello, aduutah.com. Got a question?
Me? Perfect. We can do that.
Yeah.